Now I'm at the point you wanna be with me. I'm vibing out at a higher frequency, cause everything that I want and I'm gonna be, it's when I wake up, that's when I start to dream. Someone you love is talking down, here is the plan. Let it fall through like a handful of sand. Nothing happens overnight, what you must understand. If you dwell on the bad, then you don't stand a chance. Something you want upset, saying why it ain't mine yet. That's because now you have yet to change your mindset. People don't put their mind to rest while they're so wired. A lot of people go to sleep and wake up tired. Power of positivity and persistence. Say that I can, we'll just sit back and witness. Make an impact when our time is done. Make money, help people, and have lots of fun. Whoa.
Welcome to 2 Minute Drill, the first pitch-only show that features entrepreneurs from all walks of life competing each week for more than $50,000 in cash and prizes. Hosted by legendary entrepreneur, sports executive, and investor David Meltzer. 5 contestants have just 2 minutes to deliver their most convincing pitch ever. Who will fold under the pressure and who will thrive?
Congratulations, great pitch.
After the pitches are complete, the judges will deliberate to decide our champion.
You violated some amazing rules.
Will they rise to the occasion?
Give us more of your heart and your passion rather than what you felt like you had to say.
What is it that we need from you? Because that's where you're going to get somebody.
Will they blow away the judges?
That was a run of applause. That was probably one of the best pitches I've ever seen.
Will they be crowned champions?
You are the winner of 2 Minute Drill.
David Meltzer hosts 2 Minute Drill.
And next year, we all are going to be starting the year with a CES mastermind and a VIP conversation with Dane Cook, deep-rooted, thoughted comedian. And we will be there the 9th and the 10th of January and want to invite our neighborhood, our community of the Breakfast Champions, and you, Ramon, specifically. We would love to have you join us January 9th and 10th. And if you can't make the 9th or 10th, I'll be up in Santa Cruz with one of my heroes, Joe Montana, and entrepreneurial hero, Gary Vee, and Tim Story, my Miracle Mindset mentor. So we got a jam-packed 3 days, the 9th, the 10th, and 11th of January, and we are blessed. I'm going to hand it off to Nick to set the room and let him know this is going to be my favorite training of the year. It's the 25th time, 25 years I've been doing this training. I've been doing trainings for over 24 years, and started in October. So as we roll in our 25th year, Nick of Time, Jolly Saint Nick, are you here, my friend? And can you set the room?
It would be a pleasure and an honor. Happy Friday, everybody.
Thank you so much, everyone. We're going to let Nick go ahead and introduce everybody down there on the Breakfast of Champions. Today, we're going to do a training. It's my favorite training. It's the holiday training, but it's the training I've titled The Meaning of Giving, the meaning of receiving, and the meaning of witness. And we're going to take you through the evolution of giving and hopefully illustrate to you how easy and how powerful, how impactful giving, receiving, and witnessing, giving, receiving. So the first half of the training, as always, will be that training, and the second half will be Q&A. So load it up here on Instagram, LinkedIn, on StreamYard, on wherever you are at. We have over 100,000 people registered for all these platforms, including Breakfast of Champions. That thing's still alive. So We are blessed to have that. Let's load up the questions you have pertaining to giving or the new year, whatever it may be. We are here for you every Friday and have been for over 24 years. There we go.
Over to you to empower us all with the meaning of giving.
Yes, this, like I said, is my favorite training, and we'll be training for the first half and Q&A the second. So think about what questions you'd like to ask. And there's been an evolution over the 5 now years of my understanding of giving, and it has changed my life and my perspective on everything in my life. And it started with the first lesson of giving, which was giving and receiving are one. And understanding that giving and receiving are one, I looked in a bioanatomical and a biochemical way of what happens when people give. And, you know, I think the most obvious lesson is when we give, we receive the dose of happiness from the source, whatever that is, spiritually, religiously, emotionally, philosophically, or theoretically, but biochemically and bioanatomically, in actual pragmatic matter, you receive dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins. And those four things are the healing dose. They are the healing. They put us at ease. They create longevity and happiness and health and worthiness. They put us at ease. They actually fight dis-ease for us, all by simply giving. We every single time, automatically, just like when we're in fear, cortisol is created, ego evoked, which interferes with this ease. If we want to live at ease, then we will give. And so it feels good physically, emotionally, and spiritually to give. And then when I realized that receiving does the same thing, that those people who receive get a dose, dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins are released, the most powerful healing agent given by your source. It's free. I've got it prescribed, just like the ego is free. You don't have to prescribe that. You don't have to go on Amazon and get the same day shipping, which, by the way, is remarkable. More importantly, it comes automatically in an instant. Talk about instant gratification. So many people talk about, especially in entrepreneurship, I don't see the progress. I don't get the outcomes that I anticipated or expected. You want instant gratification, give and receive. You instantaneously get a dose of happiness, of health, of ease in your life. Instant gratification. The same way you live in fear, you'll get an instant gratification of cortisol and dis-ease, an instant result, and you won't feel good. You won't feel worthy. You'll feel from. You'll be angry, depressed, or anxious. And so looking at it at a biochemical and bioanatomical perspective to get some sort of applied mathematical proof to giving and receiving, I utilize the dose, the ease that creates the healing and longevity and the worthiness that we all aspire for and do and through. And then the most interesting thing happened throughout these 25 years is we're teaching not only to give to receive and give receive are one, was the miraculous understanding that not only do those people who give receive dose of happiness anatomically and chemically, not only do those who receive as well receive anatomically and chemically the dose of happiness and worthiness, but anyone that witnesses the act of giving and receiving receives the same dose. Dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins are released, a healing agent, an ease, happiness, joy, allowing us to live in spirit, allowing us to be inspired, allowing us to be, pursue, and become our potential, to be happy. And so for years, we do holiday training and do exercises around the idea of giving, receiving, and witnessing are one. And understanding not only in a theoretical, spiritual, emotional, and religious sense that to be true, but in a scientific sense, actual pragmatic, applied mathematical sense, that we receive dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins instantaneously with the act of giving, receiving, and witnessing. And as we explored simultaneous blessing that we have, that is a confirmation of the oneness, of the holiness of mankind, of human nature, we started to teach appreciation. And we brought in gratitude and to have the appreciation to add value to everything that we had experienced, every situation, every piece of knowledge that we had, to add value to it, to be productive with it. And as we changed our mindset to appreciation, not punishment, to promotion and protection, that not only would we receive the dose when we gave and received and witnessed giving and receiving, but we could expand that, align the universe. We could expand it. We could utilize the three characteristics of energy through appreciation. One, we would attract more of it. We would accelerate the outcomes that we could understand and know. And those outcomes would be exponential in their nature. So we would multiply in multitudes. So it's not 1 + 1 + 1, but it's 1 + 2 + 4 + 8. And the outcomes were so much greater and came so much faster. And there were so many more that were of like kind because of the three characteristics of energy, the three characteristics of adding value, the three characteristics of protection and promotion, the three characteristics of appreciation, to aggregate, to accelerate, to compound exponentially. And along with that appreciation, understanding that we expand, the idea of acknowledgement. Acknowledgement was the second step in giving. Once we have understood the holy unity, the infinite, abundant, unified system of giving, receiving, and witnessing that is constituted and confirmed by the dose of happiness that everyone receives instantaneously, we looked at how can we know it? Because one of the things that does not occur instantaneously is knowledge of outcomes. In fact, most people quit their pursuit of their potential, or they accelerate in the wrong trajectory because they think that they understand or know the outcomes that are occurring today. They think that outcomes should be instantaneously not only present, but should be able to be understood and to be aware of. But like I said, the only instantaneous result of giving, receiving, and witnessing is the dose. And the only instantaneous result or outcome in which we don't understand or know, of course, of good behavior is good progress. Just the same as understanding and knowing impossible that bad behavior is creating bad progress. And so once again, in this process of acknowledgement, of acquiring the knowledge of outcomes to better realize and reveal what we want faster, aggregated upon itself and exponentially creating outcomes that we want. In order to understand and know that, we have to acquire the knowledge. And as we have taught over, the last 15 years or so, that acknowledgement can only come in one way. We can only acquire the knowledge of what we appreciate, of what we've added value to, by not having it anymore. And so for years, within the guise of giving, receiving, and witnessing are one, there was a mathematical equation that almost everyone had learned, and most people on earth adhered to, which is the more you give, the more you appreciate, the more you receive. And that is true in my perception. It is true that the more we give, the more we receive. And as we learn this and put it into the context of the abundant, infinite, unified system of thought of giving, receiving, and witnessing, and the expanding universe that aggregates, accelerates, and compounds exponentially outcomes that we don't understand or know, we started to align with this idea of acknowledgement. And we thought that acknowledgement was by giving, and we would receive more because we have emptied our vessel, and we would receive, obviously, dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, endorphins, but we would receive more of what we wanted, what we paid attention to, what we gave intention to, what we were doing, saying, thinking, believing, and feeling towards what we wanted. Even though we couldn't understand or know the exact outcomes that occurred, we knew that the two instant gratifying results or outcomes of our behavior was good behavior and dose. The dose, the dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins. So in every level, mentally, physically, spiritually, and emotionally, we were receiving more by giving more. And we encouraged everyone to move from the world of being punished, that everything happened to us, there wasn't enough of anything, into an optimistic world of for me, where I would give, receive, and witness, and where I also would appreciate everything I had and acknowledge it by giving it away with faith that I would receive more. But there was a missing piece. There was a missing piece in this equation, and the missing piece was the predecessor to giving. And what I mean by that is that in common applied mathematics, you can only give what you have. This is why loving ourselves is so important. This is why gratitude is so important. This is why forgiveness is so important. This is why the lessons learned through accountability of asking ourselves, what did I do to be responsible? What did I do to attract this? What did I do to participate in the perception of this? And most importantly, what am I supposed to learn? Because as I learn, I acknowledge, and I can give more and receive more. And the missing component was one of aggregation, acceleration, and compounding the outcomes that we want or better, compared to the dissipation and dissolving of what we have. As we're all born with some things in the world of 10,000 things, as we are all born with some things, and if our only mathematical opinion and practice of giving, receiving, and witnessing is the more I give, the more I receive, and we believe the way to acknowledge what we want is to give, and we don't realize that true acknowledgement occurs when we don't have what we have, so we need more in order to learn more. So if someone lies to us, cheats us, manipulates, steals from us, that acknowledgement occurs, and sometimes more value than if we gave it away. And in this expansive universe that aggregates, accelerates, and compounds our outcomes exponentially, that has more than enough of everything for everyone, we started to explore, why are so many people living in a zero-sum game? And we brought in the third component of the second evolutionary lesson of giving, which was ask. And it aligned with my best piece of advice that I give everyone, whether it's in these free trainings or in our groups or in our one-on-one or business advisory or speeches, books, podcasts, TV shows, whatever it is. Ask for more. Within context of every lesson, from giving, receiving, and witnessing to appreciation and acknowledgement, they all rely on one thing. The more you have, the more you can give. The more you give, the more you receive. The more you receive, the more you can give. The more you give, the more you receive. Understanding that the first necessary thing is to ask so we can give more. Because you can't give what you don't have, and eventually, born with some things in the world of 10,000 things, that all we do is give our things, we're going to run out of things, and pretty soon we're going to need to ask for help instead of asking for help up front, and never need to ask for help, only providing it to others, but continually asking regardless, as a confirmation that we live in a world of value add. We live in a world of appreciation, acknowledgement, and value add. That when we ask for help, everybody gets a dose. The person we ask for help from, the entity we ask help from, we receive, and everyone around us, all the witnesses, also benefit as well. So the whole together, the confirmation of the whole, of the infinite, abundant, unified system of thought is relying upon our understanding of giving, receiving, and witnessing, but also understanding the intention of doing, saying, thinking, believing, and feeling to appreciate, acknowledge, and ask for more. But it doesn't start with giving. It starts with asking for more. Every day praying for at least 10 people that you can help. Every day praying for at least 10 people that can help you. Creating more abundance. Aligning with the universe that is aggregating and accelerating and compounding outcomes exponentially for those in favor, with the options and opportunities and touches of favor that we wish for, hope for, pray for, and ask for. And as we look in this construct, it leaves us today with one missing component again. Leads us to the epiphany that I came upon this year, because I have been studying the meaning of the past, aligned with the trajectory of where I want to be or better, by paying attention and giving intention, by doing, saying, thinking, believing, and feeling the non-negotiable activities, the negotiable activities, the planned activities, the unplanned activities, the paid activities, the unpaid activities, and even my sleep. And as I explored the power of meaning and really studied the idea that we give meaning to everything we see, so the importance of the meaning that we give is that we align it with, have it synergistic and supplementary to where we want to be or better, and we ask for help with it, and we acknowledge it and appreciate it, and thus confirming the unification in the infinite abundant system of thought of more than enough of everything by witnessing and giving and receiving every single day. And this meaning is so important. And so I started thinking of examples of how people give meaning to things. And I took a simple illustration when I grabbed 3 pennies. I grabbed 3 pennies in one of my training sessions, and I took one of them and I offered it to one of my employees, and I said, would you like this penny? You can buy a gumball. And she said, sure. The second employee I went up to, I said, hey, I've had this penny. I found it, and it has brought me nothing but bad luck. Would you like this penny? You can buy a gumball. Surprisingly, that person said yes. And third person, I took the third penny and I said, hey, this is the luckiest penny I've ever found. When I lost everything, I found this penny, and it has brought me nothing but good luck. I have made millions of dollars. My relationships are at ease. The sun is shining. I am so blessed. Would you like this penny? You can buy a gumball. And of course, that person said, absolutely. Now, whether or not those 3 people bought a gumball with it, first is determined by the meaning that they gave that penny. If the meaning that they gave the penny was it had the value of 1 American cent, and they could put it into a gumball machine for 1 American cent and get a gumball, then that would be their reality. If the person who took the penny and said, this is bad luck because David had bad luck with it, but I can still buy a gumball, so I'm going to go ahead and not carry on the bad luck like that idiot, but I'm going to buy a gumball, then the meaning would be that it is bad luck, but yet it's worth 1 cent and I can still get a gumball. And the third person, if they took on the meaning, hey, this is really good luck, but I don't really need any good luck. I really need a gumball, and the value of a penny is 1 cent, and I can put 1 cent in a gumball machine and gumball, and somebody else can deal with finding this penny when they take it out of the gumball machine and give somebody else good luck. There lies the value of meaning. What are you doing with your pennies? What meaning are you give it? Are you going to give it the quantitative monetary value that the American Treasury has put upon you? Are you going to take what's received and put a value of bad luck onto it, of punishment? Or are you going to take what you've received and create the value of good luck with it? Millions of dollars, blessings, and relationships at ease. This is what we do every day. It's the meaning of giving, of when I gave that penny, that made a difference to me. It's the meaning of receiving that made the difference to all three of those people I gave the pennies to. And it also is the meaning of the witnesses, the lessons that they learned by witnessing the giving and receiving of that penny. No three of those people need to have the same meaning. None of those meanings are in itself meaningful to anyone else other than the person that gives the meaning to the giving, to the receiving, and to the witnessing. None of them are capable of appreciating it for someone else, acknowledging it someone else, or being able to provide the wishes and hope and faith of asking for more, of living in a world of more than enough than anyone else. What are you doing when you give, receive, and witnessing? What meaning are you giving it? One of simple monetary value that's created by an American government? One of bad luck, of being punished? Or one of good luck? One of hope, faith, wishes, and dreams, manifestations of a positive trajectory of where you want to be, of inspiration. What are you giving as your meaning to that which you give, that which you receive, and that which you witness? This meaning is the backbone of everything that you do, because you give meaning to everything you see. And as we look at our own lives of giving and receiving and witnessing, we now have three different processes to understand, to not only be happy and passionate, purposeful, but even profitable. To confirm every day the more than enough of everything for everyone by giving, receiving, and witnessing. By understanding that they exist in an abundant, infinite, unified system of more than enough. Not of just enough. So no need to give to receive, no need to trade and negotiate everything, no need to buy stuff to make you happy, no need to buy things you don't need, no need to buy things to impress people you don't like, no need. Because giving, receiving, and witnessing are one, and we receive the dose no matter what. We must appreciate what we have, what we give, what we receive, and what we witness. We must acknowledge what we give, what we receive, and what we witness, and we must ask for more. We cannot give what we don't have. So learn to love you, learn to forgive you, learn to be accountable, learn to be inspired, learn to ask for more of that we intend to do, say, think, and feel, and believe it. Ask for more. And as we work within the context of giving and receiving and witnessing, of appreciation, of adding value to everything and acknowledging everything, whether it's lost, stolen, manipulated, cheated, through gratitude, forgiveness, accountability, and inspiration, and then asking for more. It all lies within the meaning that you give it. It all lies into, I have three choices of what I give, of what I receive, and what I witness. Is the meaning I give it one of monetary value regulated by a treasury somewhere? Is the meaning I receive it and witness it and give it one of bad luck, of punishment, of living in a world of not enough? Or is it living in the world more than enough of everything for everyone, Once again, confirming, giving, receiving, and witnessing are one. Appreciation, acknowledgement, and asking for more is the meaning I give it, promotion and protection to inspire me for more so I can give more, to give more love, forgiveness, being accountable and inspired, giving more of that for everyone. So the dose is even bigger of dopamine, oxytocin, serotonins, and endorphins. If you want to live in a world of more than enough, if you want to enjoy this holiday better than you ever have, then confirm the truth. Confirm your intent. Confirm your holiness, your oneness. Confirm the unified, abundant, infinite system where giving, receiving, and witnessing one, where we appreciate, acknowledge, and ask for more first, so you can give more and then receive more and then give more and then receive more. And most importantly, be very conscious of the meaning that you give, receive, and witness. Is it the treasury? Is it punishment? Or is it protection and promotion? I beg of you and bless you with an expanding, accelerating, aggregating, compounding universe of more than enough of everything for everyone in this holiday. May you wish for more wishes. May you wish for more. You give it all away. May you receive even more. Happy holidays, everyone. If you would like the exercise and guide, as well as my book on the meaning of giving, it'll be my gift to you. Just email me, david@dmeltzer.com. St. Nick, it's your turn to take over and reset the room. Thank you for your patience and understanding. God bless everyone.
And thank you so much, David, for that incredibly and powerful training to off this beautiful Friday, heading into a holiday weekend, doing a quick reset of the room here. This is, of course, David Meltzer's Power Hour and best community and room and clubhouse, the Breakfast with Champions. We just passed the halftime mark as we head into the third quarter here, and we're going to get ready for a little bit of Q&A with David. So, of course, as everybody has their questions, please use the hand icon in the lower right-hand corner of your screen to request to join the stage. And, of course, we will aim to bring you up. And as David mentioned, whether it's the guide from today's training, whether it is just getting a copy of his book, which he's more than happy to send a copy, sign a copy, and even pay for shipping. Or if you're even unable to, get your questions answered today, all you have to do is email David directly, david@dmeltzer.com. And if you can, of course, find David's email in the room chat as well. Now, David, let's go ahead and take a question here live on Clubhouse. First and foremost, we have the incredible Ron. Ron, happy Friday. Welcome to the stage. Thank you so much for showing up each and every week as such a dedicated member of this community. Do unmute yourself and ask David your question. Welcome.
Absolutely. Merry Christmas, everybody. And thank you, Nick. Good morning, my friend Dave. How are you?
Amazing. Thank you for joining me, my brother. Happy holidays.
Yeah, you too. You know, it's funny how I keep getting blessed with you. Today is mandatory annual health inspection at this one kitchen where I'm at in Mount Holly, New Jersey. And she could only come between 9 and 9:30. And I was like, oh, man, I'm going to miss Dave's group. Well, she called me this morning and said she got delayed and she'll be here around 10. So how do you like that for a blessing?
It happens to me all the time. I love it.
I love to. And I used to look at things like that, Dave, before I met you, or like just, all right, whatever. But they're very beautiful cities, coincidences, that, or no coincidence, you know what I mean, that are happening to me. And I am just looking forward to the next year with you. And I keep saying it to you, I don't have a question today. I'm just very grateful for being here. I'm part of the group. And I'm just going to keep on doing it, Dave. And I'm looking forward to with you next year. So I wish you and your family a great weekend, holiday, and looking to be right back at it on Monday.
Perfect. And get your tracking number from Nick. We sent your daughter, who I know has some physical challenges and emotional challenges. We have sent her the Sound Lounge chair. It should be sending you a tracking number for the holidays. So we appreciate you and You're such an integral part of our community, our neighborhood. And I know I'm going to be blessed to get to coach you one-on-one, even after being in our group for so long, finally pulling you off the wait list in January. So I'm really looking forward to working with you, and bless you, my friend, and your family.
Yeah, real fast, when I explained what you did for our daughter to my ex-wife, Lori, she had to stop. She is very emotional still after 27 years of, raising our daughter with a disability, how the kindness still comes for our daughter. And she was like, why did he do that? She was crying. She's like, Isabella loves this because she uses the sound cushion lounge at Children's Hospital. So
Nice.
You touched a lot of hearts, Dave, not just my daughter, but thank you.
Thank you.
Yep.
I'm choking up, but there's the dose that we talk about. Thank you, brother.
Absolutely.
All right, Nick, while I cry here for a minute, go ahead. If you wouldn't mind, take the next question.
Yep, absolutely. We will, excuse me, a little choked up on my side as well. So thank you, Ron, for sharing. But I'm actually going to kick this over to the incredible Colleen. Colleen, thank you so much for participating on stage. Happy Friday. Feel free to unmute yourself and ask David your question. Welcome.
Good morning. Thank you so much. Happy holidays, everybody. I'm going to be here before exciting weekends, first time mom for the holiday. My question is about just oneness. During this time of year, oneness and connection can be so important, but a lot of people don't feel that. What do you think is a good best practice that someone can do before maybe going into a holiday function or a family function to really see and feel that oneness versus creating separation?
Yeah, so we're always at one. It's what are we doing to interfere with it? And so the best thing that we can practice in any situation when we're not feeling in spirit, inspired, unified in the oneness, when we're feeling separate, inferior, superior, anxious, frustrated, angry, guilty, resentful. How many of us have felt that way previous to our holiday party, driving to our holiday party, at the holiday party, or leaving the holiday party, driving home? I imagine almost all of us, including me. And in fact, during Thanksgiving, it was a huge challenge for me because I hadn't seen my family in quite a bit of time. And it was the first time that everyone was going to be together. And I had a bunch of interfering negative snapshots from my past, and I was giving it the wrong meaning. I was giving it the middle meaning of bad luck, of punishment. And so I started a process, a practice of identifying what I was afraid of, knowing that when I'm afraid that I naturally, because I'm human and human nature evokes an interference called ego of that need to be separate, inferior, superior, anxious, frustrated, angry, guilty, and resentful. All of those feelings I had, Colleen. And I practiced before the holiday party for almost a week. I practiced identifying what am I afraid of? What are the snapshots, defining moments in my relationship, all of the different people that were there, and what meaning was I giving it of bad luck? And where did the context of monetary value provide either a numbness or a separation as well? How can I shift my perspective through gratitude and forgiveness and accountability to shorten the amount of time that I felt that way until in spirit, in a unified system, especially with those most relative to us, because the feeling is amplified both with love and with separation when we are with our family or those most relative to us. It's an amplifier of the interference, and it's an amplifier of the joy, ease, and passion and purpose that we have. And when I pragmatically practiced identifying what I was afraid of in the past and how it was relative to being afraid, anxious, and worried for the future, I took those clues of what I was afraid of and I looked for the patterns, because these people have long histories, excuse me, long histories of snapshots and meanings. And I looked for those patterns and I got intentional about changing the pattern. I was going to do things differently, say things differently, think things differently, believe things and feel things differently before I drove down to that holiday party. And I was going to look for the clues that put me into old patterns and create new patterns when those clues were coming during the party. And there would be no need when I drove home to have interfering thoughts, beliefs, words, actions, feelings. And it was the best I ever did. I spent minutes and moments beforehand. I spent minutes and moments during and minutes and moments after in the interference, in the fear, in the interference of the ego telling me I had a need to be right because of past events. I had a need to be offended because of past events. I had a need to be separate, inferior, superior because of past events, which were just arbitrary and capricious meanings that I gave it. But in the context of my desire to be unified in an abundant, infinite system, not only with everyone, but especially specifically with those that are most relative to me, I slowly but surely utilize time to spend minutes and moments in interference, identifying the clues from the past and the worry for the future, the patterns that were evoked from those clues, from that fear, which is part of being human. And understanding those patterns, I redirected the patterns into a trajectory of where I wanted to be or better, a meaning of more than enough, a place where I wanted to be or better, a meaning of better, not of words, not of indifference and separation, not of monetary value. And as I still today practice that, it is amazing because until you brought this up, I have resolved, dissipated, and dissolved the fear as we're hosting a holiday party tomorrow with all the exact same relatives and even more. What a difference a few weeks have made in my life by utilizing the meaning of giving, receiving, and witnessing, by understanding the clues, the patterns, and the choices that I've made in the past to give that meaning and to heal, to live in spirit at disease. And I hope everybody follows that or something like that. Customize it, personalize it, make it more yours than it is mine, with you as a thumbprint on this earth, your own unique being. But we are all the same. It is the meaning that we give it that creates the differences, the separations, the voids and the shortages and the obstacles, especially in relationships during the holidays. Remind, remember, and recollect you're part of that unified, abundant, infinite system, and that your job is to figure out what you're doing to interfere with it, especially with those most relative to you. It's probably the most important of all questions during the holiday, one that resonates probably with most of us as it does with me. Colleen, may I wish you peace and ease and love and joy for yourself so that you can give it to the most relative to you. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Nikki, St. Nick.
Let's keep the rock and rolling. We are knocking on the door here in the fourth quarter of David Meltzer's Power Hour. I'm going to do a quick reset of the room here. Welcome, everybody. Giving, and now David is taking a little bit of Q&A. So as you have your questions for him, make sure to use the hand icon in the lower right-hand corner of your screen to request to join the stage. And let's continue to share the room in the meantime with all of our friends, family, colleagues, anybody that we believe would benefit from this beautiful conversation. Now, with that said, David, let's go ahead and keep it live here on Clubhouse with another question. We have Justin here, who is in the audience and has been patiently waiting. So, Justin, free to unmute yourself and ask David your question. Thanks so much for joining us.
Good morning. Happy holidays. I love that. St. Nick, how appropriate. A couple of days before Christmas. My question, I feel like you just answered it because of the depth and the central theme of the answer you just gave Colleen. But I'm curious because I'm someone who's been fortunate enough to participate in your training the last, I think, 10 years. And I've seen it evolve over time. And I know through that evolution, you've been studying A Course in Miracles, and you're probably coming up on the same thing of 10 years of studying that text. And so my question was, in studying that every year, how has the meaning of that text changed to you? And what's the biggest revelation or your takeaway of this year of studying A Course in Miracles now for, however many years it's been? I'm really just curious how the meaning of the same set of words on paper has changed over the years. And like I said, what your revelation's been this year from your central takeaway from it.
Yeah, awesome. By the way, I have two nicknames for Nick. One is Saint Nick. The other is Tanner from the Bad News Bears. It's the kid that held onto the ball in the outfield and never threw it in. So that's a lesson I had for Nick today. I'm like, stop holding the ball, dude. Throw it in. Hit the cutoff, man. Share, distribute, part of our execution model. All right, here we go. Course in Miracles is an essential part of my life, and I have been studying it almost every day, and this will be actually 8 years of doing it. And the takeaways are two. One, revelation is one of my takeaways, is that after all these years of reading the exact same book every single day, it seems to reveal more. The more I do it, the more consistently, persistently, in the pursuit of awareness, the more I'm aware of, because it tells me more of its secrets. It tells me more of its cheat code, which leads me to the second lesson or takeaway of reading the Course in Miracles, beyond revelation of revealing more secrets or more cheat codes for my life. It's forgiveness. And, this year especially, it had intonations and connotations about forgiveness and the power of forgiveness and the healing power of forgiveness. And I don't know if it's because of the extraordinary atrocities that I'm aware of, that have always existed within the context of human nature, because human nature never changes, and there's always people killing people, people killing old people, people killing babies. This has always occurred. Variety of meanings. But for whatever reason, the revelation of revelation, the revelation of the cheat codes and the secrets have been revealed to me by being consistent and persistent in the pursuit, by learning to love that text and doing it every day, doing it long enough. It just keeps telling me more of the revelations, more of the secrets. But the secret that it revealed the most of is forgiveness, and how through human nature of historical, consistent murder, the number one thing in the 10 Commandments, thou shalt not kill, killing of people, babies, old people, regardless of your religion, philosophy, theories, spirituality. Killing is a hard thing to forgive. Every time somebody is killed intentionally, we create not one, not two, but a generation of hate. Everyone that's relative to that loss created another generation of hate, of darkness. And every particle of darkness is loud. It's weak, but it's loud. And that loudness of darkness inhibits people from living at ease. It accelerates people in the wrong direction into a trajectory where they don't want to be, creates more void, shortages, and obstacles for all of us. And so, as the takeaway of revelations of forgiveness, the cheat code, the leveling up, the secret I learned is how important forgiveness is and how difficult it is, but how powerful it is. The light that created through forgiveness, one little particle of forgiveness will overcome 1,000,000 particles of darkness. That darkness is loud, but it's weak. And it's forgiveness that's powerful. But it's difficult. In any context of loss, it's difficult to acquire the knowledge and to not project and punch from the atrocities that occur from the beginning of time, of loss of human life. from the newborn to the old and all that's between, can we forgive the unforgivable? Can we stop the chain of generational hate? It's up to you. It's up to me. It's a meaning that I give the Course in Miracles, and it's a meaning I give to my life. I have no judgment or condition on how human beings have acted from the time they've been put here until the time they leave. But I do know I have a solution. I have a solution to the generational hate, to the acceleration and aggregation and compounding of outcomes in the wrong trajectory. And it's called forgiveness. And that's my takeaway for the year. It's my takeaway from Course in Miracles. It's a lesson that will help me on my mission to empower over 1 billion people to be happy, to stop the chain of generational hate, regardless of religion, theory, philosophy, and spirituality, to live in abundance in a unified system of thought. I pray upon all of us that you can help me in my mission. And for those that don't believe or think or feel or want to, that's okay. I forgive you as well. But please help me, if we can, take the lesson I've learned from 9 years of studying the same text, a revelation and awareness of a solution to generational hate. It's called forgiveness. Let's all work at forgiving the unforgivable. Thank you, Justin. Merry Christmas. And by the way, Justin sent me Mother's, and which is my favorite po' boys down in New Orleans, and he had Goldbelly ship out an entire Mother's meal. So I thank you. My stomach thanks you, and my fat and cholesterol despises you. But thank you. I forgive you. I forgive you for making me fat.
Thank you. You showed me that place, so I got to share it back with you.
I forgive you for making me fat. All right. Speaking of fat, Saint Nick. What do you got for us?
Yeah, let's keep it rocking and rolling here live on Clubhouse. We have the one and only Serafina, who's been patiently waiting.
Wait, Nick, hold on one second, because looking at the time, we have a lot of questions online on Instagram, TikTok, on our webinar as well. If you don't get your question in, please email me. Come to an IG Live. Come to an Ask Me Anything. Come to a meetup. Let's not waste these great questions. David@dmeltzer.com. Don't forget, you can have the guide, the exercises, my book. I sign them, send them, pay for shipping and the book. But go ahead, Nick. Take someone online. It's fine.
No worries at all. I say let's go ahead and take one live here on Clubhouse.
Yeah, that's fine. But we're not going to get to everybody anyway. It doesn't matter where they come from.
Perfect. All right, Serena, thank you so much for your patience. Feel free to unmute yourself and ask your question. Thanks so much.
Hello, happy Friday. So throughout this training, I was just reflecting on the aspect of receiving and how my innate reaction is to usually reject when someone's given to me. So whether it's a compliment, push it back, or someone asks if I need help, my automatic response is usually, I got it, thank you. I usually do this just without thinking. So I was wondering, why do we have this resistance in the first place? And will that resistance always be there and we just have to work through it? Or is it something that we can work on dissolving?
I think you can work on dissolving and dissipating it. I'm not sure if it ever disappears, because it hasn't for me, and I've been practicing it a long time, because I think our ego is, when someone offers to help us or give us something, we have fear that they think we're not enough. And the minute we're afraid, then we go ahead and invoke ego, which interferes with it, that resists it. And so, my philosophy and the way that I coach and mentor and teach people is to spend minutes and moments in that fear, and then utilize the reminders, the remembrance and recollection of the unified, abundant, infinite system that I'm part of, and the value system to remind, remember, and recollect that I'm adding value to that person by allowing them to help me, or participating in the giving, receiving, and listening of it as well. And that if I'm creating interference by resisting it, not only am I stopping the dose for me, but for them and for other people witnessing it. And so I am not sure it'll ever disappear. I do know that when people offer blank to help, to give, whatever, that it creates fear that of what they think of me. And that, remember that energy suck between I am and this is what I want people to think I am exists in this situation. I am capable. I want people to think I am capable. Therefore, if they're offering to help me and I receive it, they're not going to think I'm capable. But actually, the inverse is actually true. It's counterintuitive that I am capable and now I'm more capable when someone helps me. Thus, confirming the value add world, not the zero sum game. Thus, reducing the energy crisis that exists between I am and this is what I want people to think I am. And so the fact that you're so young and you've already identified a clue and a pattern of fear when people offer to help you, can start dissipating and dissolving the interference that you create through human nature, which is to react with the resistance of I am versus this is what I want you to think I am. And as you work through that, I do know it dissipates and can dissolve. I don't think it will disappear just because that the only way that it would disappear is if somehow we were not afraid and could heal what I'm not sure to be human nature. We know that human nature is to respond with, ego to what I'm afraid. I'm not sure if I can ever get rid of that fear when people offer to help me, that immediate fear of, oh, this is what they think of me, less than, separate from, inferior, or superior. And therefore, I'm going to invoke ego and create interference and resistance. But nonetheless, if we can practice ending that fear and ending that resistance and only spending moments in it when someone offers to help us and take that gulp and say, oh, yes, thank you. Now we're living in the world of more than enough, in a value add world, not a zero sum game. What a great illustration of exactly how that works in life for all of us. Amazing awareness. And I'm glad that you had brought that up. Thank you so much. Nick, we got about 4 minutes left in this holiday training. It's been over 24 years, which makes this the 25th of my Hollywood. I don't know what it is consciously that I say Hollywood instead of holiday, but I celebrate everything celebratable. So it must be the Hollywood of holidays. But nonetheless, can you reset the room, tell people where they can reach out to us, and take one more question, comment, or community neighborhood member?
Absolutely, David. For the last question, I would suggest taking one from online. Does that sound fair?
Everything sounds fair to me, man. It's the holidays.
Beautiful. All right. So I'd say let's go ahead and take that last question, and then I'll remind everybody at the very end as we transition over to Aria where they could reach you, and of course all that we have going on this wonderful holiday season and to kick off the new year.
Awesome. So remember as well, you can reach out to me, David at dmeltzer.com, if you'd like the Meaning of Giving guide. Leading into our final question, how do you deal with someone who isn't acting grateful? Well, remember that hurt people, and gratitude is finding the light, the love, and the lessons in everything. And so if somebody isn't acting grateful, then we can help them to find the light, to find the love, to find the lessons in whatever it is when we're dealing with someone that isn't acting grateful. We can assist them in their gratefulness. We can remind, remember, and recollect by helping them and forgiving them and being grateful for them and being accountable for our own selves and living in spirit, knowing that as we liberate our light, the light that overcomes a million particles of loud, weak darkness, that we liberate others as well. We liberate those that aren't grateful, and we liberate those that are acting in alignment with a trajectory that they don't want to be in. We can't change people, but we can seek to understand them and meet them where they're at and help them in a different trajectory by guiding them and liberating their light by liberating our light. We can't give what we don't have. And so if we can give them some gratitude, then we'll have some gratitude that they can give. instead of accelerating and creating more resistance and living in blame, shame, justification, and judgment of what they don't have, what they don't want, or what other people want for them. And so the best thing that we can do is forgive and give, forgive and give, forward give by giving them what they don't have so they can give it away as well. And so if we can give gratitude to those that aren't grateful, if we can give forgiveness to those that aren't forgiving, if we can be accountable for those that aren't accountable, if we can be inspired for those that don't have inspiration, then they can give the same. We can restart, reignite, be a catalyst to liberate the light, remembering that one particle of light overcomes 1,000,000 particles of loud, weak darkness. As we share the light this holiday season, I want to remind, remember, and recollect this unified, abundant system of thought where giving, receiving, and witnessing are one. We appreciate, acknowledge, and ask for more so we can give more to receive more. And finally, what meaning are you going to give it? One of monetary value dictated by a treasury, one of bad luck of being punished, or one of good luck of being promoted and protected. I love everyone here. Thank you for being in my neighborhood. Nick, hand it off at 7 a.m. Pacific time. Happy holidays, everyone. Please email me if you like the replay, the exercise, the giving guide, whatever it is you need. Go ahead, email me, david@dmeltzer.com. St. Nick, close out the room.
Thank you so much, David.
Thank you, everyone. What amazing training. This is amazing community. We're going to be all over. So next year, we've already scheduled about 200 dates. Go ahead. You can text me to be alerted where we're going to be. If you want to join us in Las Vegas with Dane Cook, 949-298-2905. You want to come up to Santa Clara to the Aspire event with Gary V, Joe Montana, Tim Story, myself. Once again, 949-298-2905, or email me, david@dmeltzer.com. Remember, most importantly, during this holiday, be kind to your future self and do good deeds. Have an awesome holiday.